And you can see Crunk just moves his man out and can basically take down Natasha.
I'm in too close.
Natasha is forced to retreat. As you can hear, she's in too close, as she so eloquently puts it. Here, beautiful little play between, another nice skirmish between KoS and Crunk. Crunk sending a dolphin, and yeah, not much that that KoS could do about it. He has to build a KoS up to counter the dolphin, which is pretty funny, I find. Can you imagine a little dolphin taking down a dreadnought, which is like a massive, basically a missile cruise ship? It just makes me kind of laugh. And it's taking it down pretty fast, actually, considering how cheap the dolphin is, and the dreadnought costs like 2,000. So interesting. So the KoS coming here into play, and it's of course going to make mincemeat of that dolphin. The dolphin chooses to retreat, and you can see the dreadnought just manages to fire some missiles. Dolphin going for the ore collector, and look how fast the ore collector went down. So if you're allied and you pump out those dolphins, you could take down ore collectors quite fast, and I did not know that, actually, to be very honest. But now the KoS is there, and a KoS is a very good counter for a dolphin. But again, if you're allied and you got some spare cash and you want to harass your opponent, maybe build 4 or 5 dolphins and go for the ore collector. The ore collector cannot crush your dolphins by mowing them over. So another little stalemate in the game. I think Crunk here going for some assault destroyers. I'm going to fast forward a little bit again. Nothing much happening. Just some harass. You can see here KoS with some nice anti-air action, and then setting down these 5 conscripts again. And it's the same strategy as used last time. I could just show you just for fun. I know you guys have seen it before, but it's just so effective that you have to see it again. Look at this, it's just mayhem. When those mines go off, it's quite a lot of damage. See that? Look at that. That is a surgical strike, but this time KoS managed to avoid the surgical strike, and still got 2 flags left. I'm thinking this is one of the reasons maybe why flak troopers are so expensive. Javelins are expensive as well, but I mean, let's face it, javelins are better than flags. But I think it's because of this, because of the secondary ability. It's just so freaking good that yeah, that it's worth that much money. I think a flak trooper is 900 or something. Javelin, maybe about the same. But look, the javelin can do this if he laser locks, but flak can do this immediately. And look, he takes down the refinery and the prospector because of the mines. He lays down the mines, so he dies, and then afterwards the prospector dies. So Crunk just lost 2 refineries. Things looking good for KoS at this moment, but as we can see that Crunk is trying to push the naval attack, but the KoS just making mincemeat of this assault destroyer, pushing out his special ability, the ultra torpedoes as they're called, really damaging the assault destroyer. And a KoS are quite expensive, cost 1,800, but they are well worth their weight. I don't know in gold, but they're pretty damn effective against naval units, whether it be allies or Empire or Soviet Mirror or whatever. The KoS are really good. Here we see Natasha bunkered in a building. I know my man, Mustang Man, or GT Mustang, he likes to use this strategy as well. Natasha parked in a building, and she just snipes the infantry at long distance. That is definitely another great Soviet and ally option to do so. Not so much for Empire, because the range is not so far, but for Natasha it's perfect. So you see here a little naval skirmish going on. I'm going to fast forward again. You'll have to excuse all the fast forwarding, but it's a long game. But of epic proportions, so I figured I'd try and use the fast forward a bit more, see what you guys think of it. I like it, because it kind of focuses my commentary a bit more. Here we see the same thing again, playing cat and mouse, as we call it. Cat and mouse, and looks like the mouse won. If you micro these buildings really well, you can actually hold them for a very long time. It is very frustrating for your opponent until, of course, the tier 3 units come out, and of course you can bomb the crap out of this with the V4 rocket or Wave Force artillery or, you know, something like that. But or the Zeppelin could bomb the crap out of it. But here we see KoS has pumped out a tier 3 unit, but Crunk with a lot of anti-air at this point. He's going air and navy, pretty much. And yeah, there's not much the Zeppelin can do. Of course, the KoS has got some anti-air as well, but as you can see, Apollos just make mincemeat of those MiGs. So can confirm that 4 Apollos versus 3 MiGs, and you lose all your MiGs, and the opponent will still have 2 Apollos. So looks like this airship with the Kirov airshift is is not doing so well, but looks like KoS just managed to build another MiG and is taking down this Apollo, and Natasha at the same time is laser designating or laser targeting this building, and Crunk loses his expansion. Yep. So and a nice attempt at a surgical strike on Natasha, but KoS manages to move Natasha out of the way before the surgical strike could harm him, or harm Natasha rather. So looks like Natasha has come into play now. Tier 3 units. Good strategy is just taking your Natasha and parking it right in front of your opponent's base. He does the right thing by taking down the defense, the base defense, and he's going to trying to take down the boot camp now. But Crunk has got a time bomb, and Natasha needs to get the heck out of there, and she does. And the time goes off, time bomb goes off, and Natasha survives. So obviously good counter for Natasha is infantry is not a good idea because she can snipe so well. She's probably the best. She's the best sniper in the game. She's the but what you want to do is you want to send some, like he does here, build defense or build a Riptide. If you're allies, if you're Soviet, build some sickles, and if she goes to the water, well, then you want to build some navy units. Here we see a little naval skirmish. You got, KoS got some KoS subs in the water, and Crunk can't do anything about it, so he puts his assault destroyer on land so the KoS subs cannot attack it. So that's a pretty good idea. Fight for another day. Live to fight for another day, as it's called. No need to go all kamikaze with your assault destroyer. Just put it on land and the KoS subs can't touch it. This goes, well for any other, if your opponent has Naginata cruisers or KoS subs or whatever, Yaris mini subs or anything like that. So it's time for a little fast forward again. This game is heating up, and here we see a classic Maniac build-up. This game is just so full of good strategies. But we've seen this one before. The Cryocopter Vindicator Rush with Apollo fighters. You see this Cryocopter is going to freeze down this ore collector.